Hey, Pulse Squad! Welcome back to AI Pulse, where we dive deep into the tech that shapes our lives. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest issues of our digital age, online privacy. Every time you browse, shop, or post, you're leaving digital footprints, data that companies, hackers, and even governments might be collecting. In the US, where tech giants dominate and privacy laws are patchwork, protecting yourself is more critical than ever. By the end of this deep dive, you'll know exactly how your data is tracked, who's after it, what US laws mean for you, and, most importantly, how to lock down your digital life like a pro. From VPNs to encryption to dodging scams, we're covering every angle so you leave with no questions unanswered. If you're ready to take control of your privacy, smash that like button, grab a coffee, and let's dive in. Oh, and stick around to the end for a bonus tip that could save you from the next big data breach. Let's get started. Let's start with the big question: why should you care about online privacy? Picture this: every click, search, or post you make is like dropping breadcrumbs in a forest. Those crumbs can lead straight to your personal life, your address, bank details, even your health records. In 2024 alone, over 2.6 billion personal records were exposed in the US through data breaches. That's according to the Identity Theft Resource Center. Companies like Google and Meta collect thousands of data points on you daily: your location, what you buy, even how long you hover over an ad. Hackers? They're stealing identities to drain bank accounts. Governments? They're monitoring for everything from tax evasion to national security. But it's not just about big players. That sketchy app you downloaded? It might be selling your data to advertisers. That free Wi-Fi at the coffee shop could be a hacker's trap. Without privacy, you're vulnerable to identity theft, financial loss, or even targeted scams. Privacy isn't just about hiding, it's about control. It's about deciding who gets your data and how it's used. In the US, where there's no single federal privacy law like Europe's GDPR, you're mostly on your own. So, let's break down how this all works. To protect your privacy, you need to know how you're being tracked. Let's break it down into the main culprits. First, cookies and trackers. When you visit a website, it drops tiny files called cookies on your device. Some are harmless, like remembering your login. Others? They track your every move across sites. Ever search for shoes and then see shoe ads everywhere? That's cross-site tracking, powered by ad networks like Google's DoubleClick. In 2024, the average website uses over 50 trackers, according to Privacy Badger. Next, IP addresses. Your IP address is like your device's home address online. Websites, ISPs, and even apps can see it, tying your activity to your location. In the US, ISPs like Comcast can legally sell your browsing history unless you opt out. Then, device fingerprinting. Even without cookies, sites can identify you by your device's unique setup, your browser, screen size, even installed fonts. It's like a digital DNA. Apps and permissions are another big one. That fitness app. It might access your camera, contacts, or location even when you're not using it. In 2023, 60% of US apps shared data with third parties, per a Pew Research study. Social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok collect everything: your likes, DMs, even the time you spend watching a video. They build detailed profiles to target ads or, worse, sell to data brokers. And don't forget public Wi-Fi and IoT. Free Wi-Fi at airports or cafes can expose your data to hackers using man-in-the-middle attacks. Smart devices like Alexa. They're always listening, sometimes sharing with Amazon or third parties. The scary part? Most of this happens without you noticing. But don't worry, we'll get to solutions soon. Now, let's talk about the law. You might think the government protects your data, but in the US, it's a mixed bag. Unlike Europe's GDPR, which sets strict rules for data collection, the US has no comprehensive federal privacy law as of May 2025. Instead, we've got a patchwork of state laws and sector-specific rules. Here's what you need to know. The CCPA, or California Consumer Privacy Act. If you're in California, you have the right to know what data companies collect, opt out of sales, and delete your data. It applies to businesses with over $25 million in revenue, so big tech is covered. Other state laws. States like Virginia, Colorado, and Connecticut have their own privacy laws, but they're weaker than the CCPA. Texas and Florida focus on social media censorship but offer little for data privacy. If you're in a state without a law, you're at the mercy of companies. Federal laws. HIPAA protects health data, COPPA covers kids under 13, and the FTC can penalize companies for deceptive practices. But these are narrow. The Patriot Act. It lets the government access your data for national security, often without a warrant. What's missing? There's no federal right to sue companies for data misuse, no mandatory encryption standards, and no limits on data collection by default. Compare that to GDPR, which fines companies up to 4% of revenue for violations. In 2024, Meta paid $1.4 billion in Europe but faced no equivalent in the US. The takeaway? US laws put the burden on you to protect your data. Companies can collect almost anything unless you actively opt out. That's why tools and habits are your best defense. Alright, Pulse Squad, here's the fun part: how to lock down your digital life. I'm breaking this into beginner, intermediate, and advanced steps so everyone can follow. Let's go. Beginner steps. First, update your settings. Go to your browser, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and turn on Do Not Track. Clear cookies regularly. On your phone, review app permissions, disable camera or location access for apps that don't need it. Second, use strong passwords. No more password 123. Use a password manager like LastPass or 1Password to generate and store complex passwords. Enable two-factor authentication, or 2FA, everywhere: Google, banking, social media. Third, check privacy policies. Before downloading an app, skim its privacy policy. Look for phrases like data sharing or third parties. If it's vague, skip it. Intermediate steps. Switch to privacy-focused tools. Use browsers like Firefox or Brave, which block trackers by default. For search, try DuckDuckGo instead of Google, it doesn't track you. For email, ProtonMail encrypts your messages. Get a VPN. A virtual private network hides your IP address and encrypts your connection. NordVPN and ExpressVPN are great for US users, with servers optimized for streaming. Avoid free VPNs, they often sell your data. Expect to pay $5 to $10 a month. Secure public Wi-Fi. Never bank or shop on public Wi-Fi without a VPN. If you must use it, stick to HTTPS websites, look for the padlock in your browser. Advanced steps. Encrypt everything. Use end-to-end encrypted apps like Signal for messaging or ProtonDrive for cloud storage. For techies, set up a personal VPN server using AWS or Raspberry Pi. Block fingerprinting. Install extensions like uBlock Origin or Privacy Badger to stop trackers and fingerprinting. Disable JavaScript for non-essential sites, but note it may break some functionality. Go anonymous. For maximum privacy, use the Tor browser for anonymous browsing or Tails OS for a secure operating system. These are overkill for most, but great for journalists or activists. Pro tip: combine these tools. A VPN plus a privacy browser plus 2FA is like a digital fortress. But no tool is perfect. Good habits, like not oversharing on social media, are just as important. So, what's next for privacy? Let's peek into 2025 and beyond. AI and surveillance. AI is getting better at analyzing your data. Facial recognition is already in US airports and stores. By 2026, 70% of US companies will use AI for employee monitoring, per Gartner. Solution: avoid sharing photos publicly and support anti-surveillance advocacy. IoT explosion. Smart homes are convenient but risky. In 2024, 40% of U.S. smart devices had security flaws, per Cybersecurity Ventures. Always change default passwords and keep devices updated. Quantum computing. Down the road, quantum computers could crack current encryption. Researchers are working on quantum-resistant algorithms, but stay tuned for updates. Legislation. There's talk of a federal privacy law, like the American Data Privacy and Protection Act, but it's stalled in Congress. States like New York and Massachusetts might pass stricter laws soon. Follow groups like the EFF to stay informed. New scams. Deepfakes and AI-powered phishing are on the rise. In 2024, Americans lost $12.5 billion to cybercrime, per the FBI. Always verify suspicious emails or calls, and use antivirus software like Bitdefender. The future is exciting but daunting. Stay curious, keep learning, and adapt as tech evolves. Before we wrap up, here's your bonus tip: run a data broker check. Sites like Spokeo or BIN Verified collect and sell your data. Use services like Delete Me or manually opt out from top brokers. It takes time but cuts your exposure. To recap, your data is tracked via cookies, IP addresses, and apps. U.S. laws like the CCPA offer some rights, but you're your own best defender. Use privacy tools, VPNs, encrypted apps, strong passwords, and stay vigilant. The future brings AI and IoT risks, but with the right habits, you're in control. This is your digital life, Pulse Squad. Protect it like it's your home. That's a wrap for today's deep dive, Pulse Squad. If you learned something new about protecting your privacy, hit that like button. It helps us reach more tech lovers like you. Don't forget to subscribe to AI Pulse and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives into the tech shaping your world. Drop a comment: what's your go-to privacy tool, or what tech topic should we tackle next? For daily tech bites. Want more? Check out our last video on AI myths. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and keep your data locked down. This is AI Pulse.